Hey, what's up guys? In our last lesson, we learned how to create and activate our theme in WordPress. Finally, that HTML5 template is no longer just a template and has now become a WordPress theme. It is now part of our WordPress. But we have this problem here. When you open the theme's homepage, it is totally broken. When we inspected the site, we saw that the problem is that WordPress doesn't recognize the links for the CSS, JavaScript, and image files. If you take a closer look at the code, you'll see that the path to these files really don't exist. Have a look at the links below. There is no such path. To fix this up, we need to understand how WordPress expects you to load your CSS and JavaScript files. One tip I can give you is, let's open here the index.php file and I'll show you. So again, one tip I can give you is it's not this way here. In WordPress is different. The same thing goes for JavaScript. Also, this way it won't work either. If you want to add JavaScript or CSS, you have to know that WordPress uses a process called enqueuing. Basically, it consists of adding the CSS and JavaScript files to a queue, hence its name, enqueuing. This enqueuing system works for both the files in our theme and the files of the various plugins you can be installing in WordPress. But in order for it to work, we have to call two functions in our index.php file. Let's cut out all these links here and store them somewhere because later we'll need them. In place of those links, we'll call a native WordPress function. So inside the PHP tags, let's call the WP head function. Let's do the same thing for the JavaScript files and call another function named WP_footer. Now when we save, we'll see something different in our theme. You see this bar here? It's been placed here because of those two functions. Now comes the hardest part. Let's create a new file at the root of our theme called functions.php. This file is very handy in many situations and acts almost like a plugin, but only for the theme that is currently active. Inside this file, let's just open the PHP tag. Let's create a PHP function here and name it load_scripts. In order to load our style sheets, we call another function here, WP_enqueue_style. This function accepts a series of parameters. Let's take the link from the first style sheet of the theme to better understand how this function works. The first parameter is the ID of this file in the queue. This name must be unique and preferably should not have special characters, spaces, etc. The second parameter is the path for this file. If your file is hosted somewhere on the internet, you can simply pass the link in single quotes. In our case, as this file is inside a theme folder, we'll need to use a special WordPress function that retrieves the full path to the theme's directory. This function is get_template_directory_URI. What a long name. Let's just call it getTemplateDirectoryURI, okay? We concatenate this function with the rest of the directory address that we can copy from here. A very important detail. You must insert a trailing slash before the string, okay? This way. That's because this function doesn't return a trailing slash following the directory address. If we echo it out, we'll see that it really doesn't contain a trailing slash. Notice here we have the theme path, but without the trailing slash. There are other arguments that can be passed here, such as possible dependencies that the file may have, the version, and the media type. If you want to learn more, please visit the link that I left available in this lesson, right? Now for the style sheet to be enqueued, we need to pass another function called add_action. In this case, this function must be called above or below this function. It doesn't matter really. Let's pass 2 parameters to it. The first one is called hook. It's a bit complex to explain what these hooks are now, but the important thing is that whenever you want to enqueue CSS or JavaScript, the hook to be used is named wp_enqueue_scripts. And the second parameter is the function to be hooked. In this case, we want to hook this function here. Let's save. And to see if it worked, I'm gonna take a look at the source code itself. And look, now we have the first style sheet loaded, but in the right way. If we click on this link now, we can see the contents of this file. It's just what we wanted. Now we can do the same for the other files. I think you have already understood the process, so I'm gonna speed up the video a bit. I'll just copy the basic structure for this first file and set another values. Nothing else. Can remove this here, save, and now let's take a look at our page. Excellent! We already have part of the theme working. We have all the colors, all the fonts used. Visually, the theme is very similar to the original template, but we still have a long journey to make. For example, we don't have that cool menu effect, nor that smooth transition when we click on a menu item. That's what we're going to be fixing in the next lesson. So until then, bye!